Hi, hello. So, back when I started taking this channel more seriously, and as I introduced a VTuber so I could offer some illusion of a bodily presence, I did a couple rant videos on dumb shit going on in the community around me. I don't overly advertise where I live because it is a small town, not actually in my personal opinion or to my preference, but enough that I wouldn't stay anonymous for long if someone here actually did some gumshoeing. Which I don't really care. I'm far too gone and honest to want to hide myself behind the internet so much as I just don't like my own face. I shared things about my life anyway because I thought it was relevant, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about going through the same things. Of course, obviously, there's loads of liberals out there in America getting oppressed by a conservative majority in their given state. But I'm in Canada, and where I'm from, it's not quite like that. Where Republicans come off as brazen, openly and proudly MAGA, the problem with conservatives where I'm from is that they aren't intentionally cruel so much as they have no wider scope or capacity to sympathize with anything outside of their personal lived experiences. That's not always true, but what I was finding was that I was dealing with a lot of self-absorption and ignorance rather than outright hateful behaviors. I made some videos, I got some comments by people that didn't actually listen to them. I decided that I would stay away from politics on this channel because it's just not worth the headache. The one that was the most frustrating was a video I made commenting on the social climate during the Freedom Convoy protests in Ottawa. I didn't take a side, but locally, I repeat, locally, people that supported the protest were using it as an excuse to behave obnoxiously, and in turn I commented that in that moment in time, and with that ongoing social context, anyone waving a Canadian flag was going to be inherently aligned with that group of a-holes, who were bothering service workers and disrupting neighborhoods that had nothing to do with it. I got a comment from someone that I know in real life and have discussed politics with intimately, who chose to miss the point of my video. They argued that the flag still held true Canadian values, and did I even know what the Freedom Convoy's main stance was? Not only completely missing their hypocrisy of aligning the flag with whatever their subjective values of what a Canadian flag stands for, but I wasn't even defining that. The Freedom Convoy's pillars of protest had literally nothing to do with my video because I was commenting on the people around me and their behaviors, regardless of whether they embodied the movement faithfully or not. My opinion and interpretation of things is subjective. Everyone's is. And it made me want to pull my hair out at the prospect of trying to explain to someone I knew that, hey, guess what? Your opinion is subjective too. So I was gonna swear off the whole social commentary thing, and maybe I'll be less pointed and specific going forward, but I doubted it. I like making case studies or having specific things that I can point at as examples. Generalizations typically suck and are much easier to misconstrue. I don't know. I feel like I've grown. I can handle it. I know that Am I the Asshole posts aren't trending anymore, but I genuinely feel like I have good advice and commentary to give on those things that are not just shock value. So if I'm going to do that, I probably also have to be candid about political hot takes too. It's not exactly that I have tougher skin now. That was never the problem. I'm fugly and I'm stupid and I know it. It's not even necessarily that I really care too much about the opinions of others. It's more like I felt responsible to engage with them regardless of how they chose not to engage earnestly with me. Miscommunication scares me. It fucks me up, but what am I doing then? I go out of my way to be the most honest, genuine person I can because of that fear. So as long as I'm confident with myself and I know I'm not being malicious and I'm willing to grow and learn, then nothing should be stopping me. Those people are mud and I've gotta bathe in them like the little swamp hermit that I am. So more personal opinions to come in the future. Get excited, be indifferent, whatever suits you. I'll be here, shouting into the void. If you watched all the way to the end of the video, thanks. And if you're super cool and want to support me, there's a link to my Ko-fi and Patreon in the description. But anyway, yeah, bye.